Arc 3, Episode 14 of the DNR Podcast is brought to you today by you lovely people over at patreon.com/DANDR. There are now 2 bonus games being posted each month on our Patreon at the $15 tier. To check all of those out, please head over to our Patreon at patreon.com/DANDR to find out more. Previously for Group A. After getting in a fight with some vampires outside of Dunhurst, Uboh was bitten. With the infection spreading and Uboh knowing he was going to die, the group had little time to talk about it because of another skirmish inside the Divide. With all of that handled, it's time to deal with the elephant in the room. And that's where we pick up things today. Let's do that thing where we go around the table and introduce ourselves. I'm Jason. I'm the Dungeon Master. Going around the table, start with Rob.
Hey, this is Rob. I play Uboh, the half-orc druid of the mountain.
And Susan.
Hey, I'm Susan, and I play Madeline Riowin, the human cleric.
And Xavier.
Hello, I'm Xavier, and I play Donovan, the human fighter.
And Kelsey.
I'm Kelsey, and I play Aster, the elf archer.
And James.
Hey, it's James. I play Masoka, the half-elf rogue.
And last and certainly not least, the one-point wonder, Michael.
Hey, I'm Michael, and I play Amvin, the half-elf wizard that is somehow alive.
I highly recommend that you watch the behind-the-scenes, the video, because otherwise you'd never believe us, and I would completely understand. Guys, last time, things in the Divide. This trip around has been more complicated, I think, than the first time through. You made it through the first time with no issues. It's a bit more complicated now. You have a young vampire ward in your care. You have been Uboh's been bitten by a vampire. You managed to chase off the last remaining vampire that you got into a scrape with. They've darted into the trees and are presumably gone. You rescued a woman from orcs who was looking for her son, and you gave quarter to a couple of orcs, allowing them to go back to their camp. Let's pick things up there. It's still nighttime in the Divide. It is the 28th of Verior. My understanding was that you guys were going to make your way to the other side, get to Durnhollow?
I think it was, but especially since Uboh got bitten, what Donovan would bring up to the group is that, hey, we might as well investigate Masoka's, not vision, but his divine information that we can probably gather a cure for Father White if we forage in these parts.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Were we going to do that, or did we leave that with someone else?
You did inform people back in Aubrey, and you kind of pinned that on somebody else. You let them know that, hey, this isn't natural. This is more of a man-made thing, and you might want to invest some time and money into these things, and then you left. Whether they get to that or not is kind of up to them at this point. You guys are a ways away, but if that's where you guys want to get to, then we could start you on your way.
Did Masoka tell us about the vision?
Excellent question.
I don't remember.
Because if not, then this is moot.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. Well, okay.
Probably would have told Maddy.
Beyond Aubrey, here's the current situation for the group. You have a Clifford, you have a Trent. You have a bitten teammate who's very distraught, and let's fast forward a little bit. Let's say that you've been out of this fight, and you're together now. Masoka is caught up on the Uboh situation, and I would imagine you guys are taking at least a short rest, right? Get close to the road and.
Yeah, well, how far away are we from being out of the divide? Because we might just want to go ahead and get a little bit away from here and then just camp in general.
Well, I just shared a map with you guys.
We're right at the beginning.
Where's that little circle?
That's the purple circle. That's you.
Oh, crap.
How do we get back to the map if we accidentally closed it? No reason asking for a friend. Oh, there it is.
The next closest place is the Uboh encampment.
I think you're skipping over Donhurst.
Well, yeah, there's that too, but we just, yeah.
So how long does it take to get to
Oh, to go through the fall. Well, at this rate, years, but
yeah, I mean
if you guys moved briskly, you'd probably be there you'd be there in a few days.
Okay. I'm just thinking, we've just all been through a lot, and maybe it's time to just take a night or whatever. And
yeah, do we want to discuss, and I guess in character maybe, but just outside of hearing range from Cliff, just do you guys think we should be moving at night now? Should we be resting during the day? Make sure we don't take unnecessary risks for Clifford and possibly Uboh.
Was Uboh within the group that you pulled away?
I don't think he was. No, I changed my mind. Uboh is also a bit away.
So we just noticeably leave only Uboh out of the adults' conversation.
So what are they sitting at the kids' table? What's going on?
No, Uboh's there, and he still out of respect, maybe Uboh too. Just lowering his voice,
I don't know if they cover up. Are they okay in the daytime?
We should probably switch to nocturnal schedule for now, just to be sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, daylight and vampires do not mix.
What time of night is it?
Boy, let's say at this point we're 3 a.m.
Okay. So maybe we should head on for about an hour or so just to get away from the place where a bunch of fighting and noise and blood was spilled, and then set up camp.
Yeah. I'm afraid we'd get jumped by some whatever surprise the divide has for us again, but I'm sure we can probably push just a little bit more and then call it a night.
At this point, I think our chances of getting jumped are more likely if we stay here. It really probably is just a coin flip at this point, so...
I trust your call. I guess we should start moving.
Yeah. And before we move, Aster's gonna actually take something out of their pack, which I totally didn't know they had last session, and they're going to hand Trent their hand crossbow, which they had apparently.
Oh, he's going to be very appreciative. And I do believe, not to take up a bunch of time, but I do believe he'd kind of give you a meaningful nod. It's hey, thanks, because a couple hours ago, you guys were seriously giving the cold shoulder, and this kind of means it's hey, thank you. I could do stuff. Thanks.
Yeah, Aster will hand it over to him, just be you helped in the last fight. You were good, and I don't really have a use for this anyway, so don't know how much good it'll do you, but if you're used to range stuff, it's better than a dagger.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. He's gonna have it all ready to go. Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
I'm just adding that to his inventory.
You can get rid of it for mine, I guess. I don't know how to do that.
It's fair.
Yeah.
All right.
Masoka will see that, I think, and he'll say, "Here, I got something for you too." And he will throw him a bar of soap.
Wow, couldn't just let him have it, huh? Couldn't just let him have the moment. Just
Yeah, Aster's face was like you're like very kind of like more like serious, like yes, like you did good, like it's the thing, and then they just like crack into like a grin and start laughing. The soap thing.
under the circumstances, I don't think you would take too much offense because, even with prestidigitation, I think you'd be like, you know what? Let's just be safe. Let's just.
Yeah. He did go through a sewer.
That's true. He did. He did go through a sewer. And to be honest, his hygiene in the gang wasn't amazing before that. So.
No, Masoka's done him a great favor.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so let's give you guys a short rest. How about that? Does anyone want to spend some?
I'm gonna spend some hit die. Yeah,
kind of figured.
I didn't get hit, which is crazy, but I'm going to use Arcane Recovery and to regain some spell slots.
Ooh. All right, so you want to push through till dawn, basically, and then sleep during the day, is what I hear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's move your tracker here. I would say in those few hours you would get a bit further down the road. And
a lot further than I was expecting.
I'm expecting you guys to move briskly. Like you're like, okay, we're burning, well, not daylight, but moonlight, and let's go. So how are you setting this up? Because Clifford understands sunlight bad. Are you guys setting up tents? How are you? I imagine you're looking for a shady spot to begin with, but the sun moves.
Is there any chance there would be like abandoned shacks or anything like that?
You know
along
what?
the roadway?
Who's spotting? Who would you say is spotting a place for you guys to camp, checking stuff out?
Probably Uboh.
Yeah, Uboh can certainly. Well, he doesn't have perception, but he has nature and survival.
Yeah, give me a survival.
Okay.
14. Okay. So with that, you have two options. One, you have a cave, which it appears to go. It appears to go on for a while. Near that, though, within about 1/8 of a mile, there's an old abandoned hunting shack. There's cobwebs sitting around and stuff like that. There appears to be a bunch of signs that this hasn't been used in quite a while. It's not huge, obviously. It's just a little hunting house, but it'll keep the sun off of you.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think we go for that, huh?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
I would imagine as a traveler, whenever you're in a situation like this, it's kind of weird because you're not breaking into somebody's house, but it has all those feelings attached to it where it's like, this is someone else's bed. And look, there's, old dried meat they didn't eat. And here's some cookware and stuff like that. Like weird, like here's a wood stove and stuff like that. Like there's little creature comforts that are nice to have.
Oh, this is great. Aster's perfectly comfortable with it.
Yeah.
They're like a million times more comfortable with being in here than they were in the Countess's really fancy, nice place. So.
That's fair. Yes, there's no one like overtly threatening you.
Well, yeah, but not even that. Just the general decor and like.
Right, more rustic. You're more of a Ron Swanson person. Okay.
Can I check to see like if I can see anything that seems like things have been, like, people been here recently, or, like, if anything seems like, we could expect someone to come back, or is it, like, totally abandoned? Even, like someone's been, like, hanging out here, or...
Like squatters? Right.
Yeah.
Give me perception.
Perception. Here we go. Nice.
10. I would say all the signs that you're seeing point to this. Either this was like a little hangout spot for somebody, or people were using it as their main hunting spot, and maybe animals migrated, or maybe they retired, or maybe they died. Like, who knows? But this seems to be a place that's been fairly abandoned. Like, I would imagine you got to brush some spider webs off of furniture to use it. And there might even be a few woodland creatures, a squirrel, a raccoon, something like that. You just get out of here. Get out of here.
Okay. Then after I scurry those little animals out of there, I want to set up my silk thread and make an alarm around the building just to be extra safe.
I love that in the 8 seconds you've been here, you already have a home security system. I don't have that, and I've lived here for 5 years. So.
Don't advertise that, Jason.
Ah,
If you have it.
That's fair. Well, I'm not going to give my address.
There we go.
Yeah, that's right. I have a guard sheep, so it's fine. And whatever Pippin is. Okay. So you're going to sleep through the day here, and I would imagine that let's give everybody a long rest.
Oh, there we go.
Yay!
How about that?
Nice.
Oop, there we
Spell
go.
slots. Yay!
Yay.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
There was something I might have wanted to do before we slept, but
Hit me.
just a little convo with Clifford.
Oh, yeah. Clifford. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay. So if we can back up just a sec. Masoka will, wherever Clifford is, get down to talk eye to eye to him. So you get cravings, something like that? Are you in control?
He's gonna look at you for a few seconds. Oh. Is this the talk? Because I already had that. Like, I know all about that stuff.
Masoka's just confused.
He's never got that talk.
I'm talking about food. You know, like blood.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of he's gonna clam up a little bit and just like shake his head up and down, like yeah.
Okay, so how long can you go?
Well, I'm kind of hungry now.
Okay. What do you eat?
Blood. Mostly.
Yeah. From what?
Well, it's usually animals.
Okay, that's good. Do you need some? I can go get you something.
I mean, if we were going hunting, that would be great. I don't need much.
Okay, let's, Let's see if the big guy wants to come with us. Just in case. I don't want a repeat of what just happened. And, here, that little ice pick you got, that's not gonna work. Take this. And he is going to, unsheath Topo and flip it around and hand it to him.
Oh my god. Are you giving this kid a fist weapon? That's awesome! So
It's a loner, for now.
Clifford's hand is just small enough that this looks a little ridiculous on his fist.
Good. Excellent.
It's not comical, but it's just one of those things like, I'll grow into this, okay.
No, he won't.
Oh my god, you're right. God. Xavier.
She's a monster for what she did. He is going to almost run over to Uboh. Hey, do you want to go hunting? Me and Masoka, we're going to go hunting.
This is Clifford saying this to me?
Yes, this would be Clifford.
Uboh just basically like looks at Clifford for a brief moment and then looks away and just stares off into the middle of the distance. He doesn't like, scold him or anything, but he just looks away.
So, I think there'd be a few seconds where it's like, oh, he's thinking about it. Oh, he's not going to get back to me about this. Okay. Like, he's going to just kind of, like, let it go after probably a good 10 seconds of utter cringeworthy silence.
Is this just, like, in, like, the...
Yeah, I imagine you guys are settling down in the shack, putting your stuff down, checking out the digs, brushing away cobwebs, and,
Yeah, Aster will kind of notice this happening and walk over and just be like, I'll come with the two of you, kid. I got experience hunting in the woods and stuff.
He is not taking these wooden knucks off. He has every intention of punching a deer to death.
God.
Like, if he can catch up to it. Like,
yes!
This is the shortest episode of a, like, how did they become a serial killer episode. It was Masoka.
Like, the opening credits call, you're like, oh, yeah, no, this makes sense. At least it's animals, man. He could have learned a lot worse.
Wrong crowd.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised. I thought for sure he's going to be like, well, what are you eating? People. Like,
right.
People, of course.
These are fictional animals. No real animals were hurt in the making of this. So, let's go hunting. I guess I gotta give Clifford a weapon here. Hold on a second.
I just gave him one.
I'm good. Well, I mean, yes, but I mean stats wise.
Oh, you got to put it in there.
Yeah. So,
and just as a refresher, this is a metal knuckles with a dagger fashioned onto it, right?
What it is they are polished wood. We actually have artwork of them with these little serrated points that come out of each of the knuckles. Hold on a second. I have artwork. I'll just...
I thought Masoka got them custom with the dagger on them or something.
I got it was the knuckles he found in the cave.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the hideout there, and then, I had them attached to one of his daggers.
Oh, yes.
I'm imagining like a rope tied to it, like... Oh.
Just little twine.
Yeah. Like the handle's taken off a dagger, and then there's just a dagger on it.
Oh. Wasn't it, was it Artemis he had do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's probably done well.
Yeah. He made some fancy red scale armor, if I remember correctly.
He did.
That none of that crew is wearing anymore.
Nope. Where are you in my... Oh, wait, I got you. Hold on.
Let's see, maybe that armor's hung up at House Dragon Keep.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Next to our portraits.
With red X's over the ones who are gone.
Oh.
Just X's in their eyes. Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you could punch a deer to death with those.
Some good rendering.
Yeah.
Look at that wood.
Yeah, look at that wood grain. Mm.
So those were totally meant to punch throats.
Knuckles are too big for my screen.
All right. So, you going hunting? Who's taking the lead? I imagine it's Aster.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Let's do a survival check with assistance. So, give me a survival with advantage.
Okay.
Oh, 23. Okay. So, let's see. So, okay, here's what's going to happen. Aster's going to spot. Give me a 1d4, because I don't know what this is going to be yet. Okay.
Oh,
Aster's going to spot a bear.
Oh my god!
Now, the good news is this bear could feed the crew.
Yeah.
The bad news is it's a bear.
How much does the bear weigh?
Shush.
I was just typing that.
How dare you?
This is young Claudius.
You come into my house! You spot 2 bears. No. So now you have a couple of options. You could just with a 23, you completely have the drop on this bear. Now you can choose to really nail it with an arrow, or you can try and flesh it out so that Clifford can take a swing at it. Clifford, by the way, is strangely unfazed. Like, it's like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Maybe he doesn't understand the danger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my thinking is take the chance to hit it with the arrow, because it's not gonna, like, he'll probably still get a chance to punch it.
Right.
Yeah, so that's probably what I'm gonna do. To try and make it more likely so that when he does run up and punch it, he doesn't just die.
That is fair. Totally fair. So, do me a favor, give me an attack.
Just an attack?
Yep, and if you land the hit, it's crit damage.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's 22. So,
Okay.
give me crit damage here. Oh, beautiful, 17 damage. So
Yeah.
this bear, that's going to stagger it, right? It's like you caught it right in the neck, somewhere in there. But this bear is going to let loose a roar, and it's going to start charging toward Aster. Clifford is going to be on the side of these bushes. Like, he figured you were gonna, it's like, yeah, you run it toward me, like that type of thing. And it's like, okay, this is good too. He's adjusting on the fly. He's keeping his head on a swivel.
Yeah, I gotta get him used to adapt.
He is going to leap at this bear and try to attack. Now, just like his role model, Masoka, he's going to attempt an acrobatics check.
What is the size difference between him and the bear?
Much.
Yeah, okay.
So this bear is probably a good 6.5 feet tall if it stood up on its hind legs. Clifford is not. Clifford's a backpack to this bear at best.
Like a really small backpack.
Exactly. So, oh my god. Okay, here we go. So, here comes. So, as long as he hits a 14 or higher, he's going to land on the back of this bear. Here we go. 13!
Oh my god!
He's going to leap out at this bear. This bear's going to hit him like a bus, and in midair, he's going to cartwheel head over ass and just land shoulder first on the ground. You're just going to hear this, and the bear is going to continue to charge at Aster. Aster, you can make another attack if you'd like.
Okay, well, I got to do something.
Oh yes, actually, yeah.
Masoka just watches him along.
Boys got to learn.
You're gonna copy me? Yeah. Okay.
That could be you, Masoka. Just know that.
ever.
You need the exact same thing, but actually like do it successfully.
But I'm thinking right now, the bear is charging. I think Masoka will pull out his bow, his fine bow, and try to nail this thing square between the eyes.
I know you're not going for that, but the fact that you're eating while doing this just sounds so like it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go with my bow.
I didn't even notice that. It was just an M&M. I'm sorry. Excuse me.
You're fine.
Okay. Yes, he will try to hit him with the fine bow.
Okay. Let's do it.
So he was probably watching Aster to sort of pick up on their technique. And so he'll try to mimic as well. And hopefully do better than Clifford. What am I going for here?
Just give me a regular old attack.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit. 18.
Excellent. Well, it hit where I wanted it to.
Where'd you want to hit it?
Between the eyes.
I'll say sure.
Oh. Okay.
Because it's charging face first at you, honestly. Like, you got a decent chance of doing that. This is like it's closing the gap. So let's that's fine.
Now roll for regular damage.
10 will drop this bear. So this bear will come charging and just kind of like hit chin first and kind of skid on the ground and roll over to its side. At about that time, Clifford's going to get up and try to dust himself off and try to act like it's like, that didn't hurt, it's fine. Like, just try to tough it out. And he is clearly hurt. Like, just like...
Aster like squint at him and he kind of like glance at Masoka and just like, vampires like heal good, right? Like, he'll be fine?
Oh yeah, he's a tough kid.
It's got to be a little weird because I think both of you know, you're experienced enough in the world to know that if that were a regular 12-year-old boy, he'd be super dead right now.
Just collapsed chest.
Yeah, like he'd fold in on himself, like, and he's going to approach this bear and try to pull back some of the fur around like the back of the neck area. And he's going to kind of look at both of you. I really don't want to be watched while I do this.
Do you want a knife for the fur or something?
He's got one.
He does have, so okay. He's trying to save face. And he's like, nah, man, I'm tough. I got this. I'm going to just put, and let's say you do kind of like give him some privacy because he harkens this to almost like going to the bathroom. It's like, hey, I'm occupado. Like,
yeah, I mean, if a kid asks for privacy, like,
yeah, totally. So you're gonna hear him, like try to open his mouth wide enough to get this bear's neck, and it's like, like over and over again. Like either he's ramping up to it, or he's like. Then you're gonna hear as he tries to get through the hide of this bear.
Yeah, I was, and like the front area is where they're like most thick-skinned because that's where they fight from. So it's just like, buddy.
This is the awkward vampire adolescence drama that I never knew I needed. I'm so sympathetic for this kid now. Uboh doesn't care, but...
So should we, like, do something or just let him figure it out?
We're just listening at this point?
I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what else
probably
there is.
turn a little bit and, like, look at Aster and be like...
Yeah, they just kind of like, like, this is awkward.
Yeah.
But eventually...
You doing okay back there?
Mm-hmm. And eventually, he's going to get a tooth through.
God.
And, yeah, he's going to drink. And if you give, like, he has yet to hone in on the delicate nature of feeding. So he's probably his mouth kind of covered in blood,
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just kind of, like, it's kind of spilled onto his shirt and stuff. He's trying to, like, wipe it off. But at the same time, he's also, like, oh man, this poor kid. Okay, it's that I'm 12 and I'm helping my folks fix the car. Like, I'm holding the flashlight. Like, very, like, he's trying to fit in. And he's like,
God, he and Masoka's the Spider-Man picture.
Yes!
yes.
Exactly. And he's really trying, so, like, he'd probably revel in the fact that it's like, yeah, messy, like, but it's fucking blood, and he shouldn't probably, like, flaunt that. You'd also notice that instantly his injuries are starting to heal up.
Yeah, that tracks. Yeah, when they finally turn back around, Aster just kind of sighs, like, oh great, we're gonna have to dump him in the river. But they will give him a big thumbs up, like, good job, bud.
Yeah.
So you're bringing back bear meat for everyone. Everyone's going to eat hearty. You're in a warm, dry, relatively safe place. The sun is off of you. Cabin probably heats up a little bit during the day, but hey, this is a pretty damn nice space to be stopping.
No one bursts into flames.
No one bursts into flames. Trent would already claim the bed and kick his feet up and probably take his boots off.
Wait, he claimed the bed?
The bed, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if no one stops him.
No, let him rest. He needs it.
He's had a rough day.
His utter comfort, it's like, I got it. I'm claiming the bed. Like, just... All right. Next day. The 29th. There you are. Well, next night. So after the sun sets.
So is Uboh feeling any symptom onsets or anything?
Well, you're not feeling good. It usually presents as almost like flu-like symptoms at first. Probably some stomach, like nausea, things like that. And that's going to get worse quickly. So... That's something I kind of wanted to bring up. Give me a con save. Let's see how bad it is.
Oh, geez, another image was opened, and now I'm really disoriented. Okay, hold on. Yeah, get those knucks off there. All right. Con save.
Oh my god.
That tracks. The dice are just telling me it's Uboh's time.
Yeah, no. Well, that's a 4 with a modifier. Yeah, Uboh's gonna look pretty rough. Probably cold sweats. Probably very upset to his stomach. Like, for anybody who would be familiar with vampirism, you know it's a death sentence. Like, you are going to die. The trick is you get reborn as something else, but essentially this virus is going to break down all of your organs' functionality and then reanimate you. But this is acting fast even for vampirism. Like, your body's just giving in.
Yeah, Donovan would really be at, like, Uboh's side for all that time, like, trying to, like, asking you, like, hey, can I get you anything, Uboh? Can I get you some water?
Man, what is he? I'm just trying to think of what Uboh even says to that. Uboh. Uboh says, water will not help. Nothing will help now.
Well, I'll still do my best, man. I have to help you. You just need to hold on until we get to Aubrey, and we'll figure something out.
If you want to help, be ready to help me die.
Even if you've given up on life, I haven't given up on you yet, Uboh.
When you say that to him, he turns his head and looks you in the eyes with pretty much absolute resolve, and kind of waits for a moment if Clifford is not looking at him, and points at Clifford and says quietly to Donovan, says, "I will not go on like that."
Maybe there's a way. Maybe if we can get Father White back on his feet, maybe he can help you. I'm holding on to that.
Then he had better recover quickly, because I will not drink blood to live.
I'm ready to give you my blood if that comes to that. I'll gladly give you my blood, Uboh.
It is not about giving. I will not do it. I will not become this thing that cheats what it is to live.
Donovan will nod, and he'll stand back up, and he'll quietly walk away.
Shall we get moving?
Oh, yeah.
Oh. All right. Let's see if we can cover some ground.
I have a suggestion.
Oh?
What if we use one of those travel dice?
What?
Let me put that out there.
I have a feeling that everyone forgot about the old travel die that I...
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me just throw it out there for everybody. Travel die act pretty much like inspiration, where every once in a while I will give you a travel die. They stack. You can accumulate them however you like. But if you spend one while you're traveling, you can roll a d4 and just skip whatever days come up. So if you roll a 3, you've been traveling for 3 days, and there are only little minor things that happen that are story-wise, but no combat.
Sounds like a good idea. How many do we have?
You got 1.
How do we get them?
I decide when to give them. It's just like inspiration.
Gotcha.
When you guys work together as a team or overcome something as a group, boom.
Cool. I think this is a good time to use them.
Yeah, seems fitting, considering we're in a rush. I feel like we'd be, running.
What about gathering those ingredients?
You can do that in the divide.
Can we use a travel die and say, "Oh, you collected everything in those 4 days"?
No. It's called travel die.
So collecting the ingredients is going to be more on our way from Dern Hollow to Aubrey.
Yeah, mostly.
Okay, cool. And so right now we're just trying to get through the...
Now, I do want to make it clear, this does not negate Uboh's illness.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But it'll put the focus more on it.
Yeah. You guys are traveling by cart, right?
I think we left that in Dunhurst.
Did you leave? Oh, you did? That's right.
Oh, right.
We didn't go back to check out.
That's true. You didn't. Oh, well. By
Shame.
foot it is. Shall we? Who wants to be the first person on the show to roll a travel die?
Xavier brought it up.
I think, you know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Give me a flat D4.
All right. Here we go.
Yes!
Ooh.
That's a 4.
Ooh. That is beautiful. Congrats.
Thank you.
For this trip, could you do me a favor, Uboh, and give me one more con save? I need to know some stuff.
Okay.
Please roll high.
That's all right. It's
That's
better.
a 15. Well, each day of this journey, the good news is, it appears the worst of these symptoms for Uboh appeared on that first night, right? You guys are getting ready. He just looks terrible. His hair is like moppy wet with sweat, and he appears sluggish. He probably has a point of exhaustion, and then the next night too, and like it's not looking great. but he doesn't look exponentially worse with each day. Here's the thing. I'm going to move you down the road. You are going to move through the divide, and you're obviously, there will be a few events here and there. You're going to hear sights and sounds. There are bodies hanging in trees. It is not a nice place. But for the most part, it's relatively uneventful. You will see a sight as you walk by, and I'm going to give you an option to do something. Do you remember Pearl, the mom looking for her son?
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you're going to see her on the road again.
Uh-oh.
And she did find her son, and she's kind of like cradling him, like you know, he's taller than her. He also appears to be in his early 20s.
Is he dead?
No, she's just talking to him like a baby.
Oh no.
No, that's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I don't like this. How does he look?
Okay. When I say when I say like a baby, I don't mean like, you know, like a weird sex thing. I mean, I was trying to phrase that in a way that wasn't that, but I couldn't think of it. It's more, she's very coddling, and
Just tell me she's not feeding him.
oh no,
Okay,
no.
good.
Not while walking.
I don't know where you were going.
No. Stop
No.
making it weird, guys.
It's natural.
It's natural.
Hover mom of Theria.
Yes, and he's not rejecting that.
Ugh.
He would probably... Let's see how bad it is. Jesus, maybe this is going to get bad. Let's see. Okay. Oh my god!
Oh.
I just rolled a crit one. Oh, it was terrible, Mommy. There were orcs everywhere, and I heard bad noises, and like as you guys are traveling by, because they're probably walking very slow, because he's like 6'2", and he's bending over to be coddled by Mom as they're walking down. So he's not even pulling back is the worst thing. He sees you coming and still keeps talking like that. There's not an ounce of pride in this person, and it's just Clifford would look at him and it's like, oh, what a bitch. Just probably not say that, but just like, just.
I love Clifford.
It's like, have some dignity, man. Like that kind of thing. But yeah, no, that's, so that happy
With blood
ending.
down his shirt.
Well, I'm glad we almost died to rescue that lady. No, we did a good thing. It was good.
Yes, it was still a good thing. Those two are reunited. Everything's great.
How did
We
he
never
survive?
have to see or talk to them ever again.
I almost want to approach them just to get the story, but I
You
also
can.
think we'd just all be disgusted and sort of like turn the other way so they don't recognize us. Or she
Don't make
doesn't.
eye contact. Don't make eye contact.
Yeah.
No.
Just tell him there's a fee for saving him, and
Do you think that kid has money? Do you think he has a job?
No.
I'm not talking about him. It's her.
Oh, okay. Good. Just. Oh, man. Poor kid. Anyway.
Oh, he's an adult now.
I know, you're right. He's not a kid. He's 20. Canonically, he's 21, which is well over the legal age in Theria. Like, he's fine.
Mentally, he's 7.
Yeah. Anywho,
Wow.
4 days are going to go by. And you guys are going to reach the town of Durnhollow.
Holy shit, I can't believe it.
Yay!
How easy was that? Travel die!
Yeah, alright.
Time
Good job,
travel!
Xavier.
Doing my best.
You're going to come rolling in on the 4th night at about 3 in the morning. And Uboh does not look good. Like, I think there's a harsh truth that you're all going to have to face, and that is he is not going to make it to Aubrey. What would you guys like to do?
Is there Is there a church in Dern Hollow?
Yeah.
Like a Vegas chapel?
I was going to suggest asking Uboh what he wanted.
Yeah.
If at some point during this travel, I think Trent would probably say a couple of words of encouragement, like, come on, big guy, you got it. Just, that type of thing, because he would look sluggish. No matter how brave a face Uboh would be putting on it, he's dying, literally.
So,
go ahead. Sorry.
I was just about to ask how weak he is at this point.
Quite. Like, we're probably talking 3 levels of exhaustion. He's very ill.
So, Maddy will take him by the arm and, wrap her arm around his arm and then just pull him off to the side and then keep holding on to him because he probably obviously needs the support at this point. But I can imagine Uboh putting up a brave front, pretending like he doesn't need someone to help him, but maybe he leans into her.
Yeah, if it kind of became like if he was kind of like out of sight of the others, I think he'd be more inclined to do that.
Okay, yeah, because it once they reach the town, she'll just be like, I'm going to talk to Uboh, guys, and then grab his arm and then walk in a direction just along the edges of the town. And then once they're far enough away, she's gonna they're ambling along, probably going pretty slow. So, what's the plan?
So is I just not exactly knowing the scale of the map that I'm looking at here. Can I, from the outskirts of Dern Hollow, see the blistering peaks to the south?
This would be... Oh, man. You would be able to probably make them out in the distance. Like, it would be, far on the horizon.
Okay. So Uboh kind of looks out in that direction, and says, I know you all thought we could go to Aubrey for help, but I will not be Uboh by then, and I do not know how long I could go without drinking like they do. And I will not do it. So, whether by sun or by starving, it is time for me to go.
I figured that's what you'd want to do. I know you wouldn't want to live that way. Well, you always did. Do you remember after I fought the slavers and endangered the group, you promised that we would see the sun together on the mountains?
Uboh kind of looks away when you say that, or when Maddy says that, and says, "You all have things to do, things that can't wait. Let me walk alone. I will go to the peaks, and you will all continue."
Maddy's gonna pull him closer because she's still holding his arm. You made a promise. We'll see that sun together. Even if it's just us. And then Maddy's actually gonna wipe away a tear.
I think this, for probably the very first time in front of anyone in the party, Uboh even starts to tear up a little. And he says, I've already let you all down so many times now. Don't let me put you off your goals even longer.
I don't think you know how much it would mean to me to be there for you, Uboh. So please, let me do this thing for you, okay? Please. It's the last thing I could do for you.
I just want to stop hurting people.
Then don't break your promise. She's gonna wipe her eyes. We're gonna go and see the sun on the mountain together, okay?
Uboh will nod quietly. And then my dust returns to the mountain.
Yes. Let's,
Uboh will actually just wrap his arms around Maddy and hug her at that point.
Maddy will cling to Uboh. And silently cry? No sobbing, just silently cry.
Can I ask a question? Is the plan to temporarily leave the group? Or have the group wait in Durnhollow? Would you be telling everyone?
I think Uboh would assume they're going to basically present this to the party and say, look, I won't hold a thing against any of you if you stay here. But I'm determined to do this, and Maddy reminded me I have a promise to keep. And so that at least that many of us are going to do this.
Yes.
Let's say that they're presenting this to the group, how would the group react?
Donovan's not making eye contact. He's sort of looking off the side on the ground, and both his fists are clenched. There's no way you're gonna make it in time if I don't go with you. And I made a promise to you back in Winterhaven. This isn't how it was supposed to go down, but you asked us if any of us would turn into some sort of undead monster, would put each other down. I don't know which god's kind of funny prank this is, but I'm going to have to follow through with it because this is what you want. If this brings you peace, if this is the only way I can bring you peace, then I'll be there.
Uboh will walk up to Donovan and do the kind of medieval fantasy like wrist handshake thing. You guys know what I'm picturing, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
And we'll look him in the eye and say, I would have done the same for you.
Donovan kind of like raises an eyebrow and then makes eye contact with Uboh, and he smiles and just says nothing, just a genuine smile.
Amvin walks up to Uboh. We started this together. I think it's only fitting that we finish it too.
Uboh nods at that and looks to Aster and Masoka.
Yeah. I don't know if I agree, but I respect your choice in this, and you're a good person, Uboh. And also, just quick question: is Clifford here when all this is happening?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think he understands. By now I would think that Ubo's stance has been made pretty clear. Like, he probably, he would try a couple of times. Like, there might have been a discussion at some point where Clifford tried to sidle up next to Uboh and talk to him that, he went through the same thing. I doubt Uboh would be too receptive about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it would kind of peter out after that, where he gets that something's very wrong, but he doesn't quite get the gravity of it.
Yeah. Just thinking is like when Donovan said undead monster, Aster probably kind of winces a little bit. But it's okay, well, after this happens, maybe we should have a talk with Clifford of some sort. They don't really know how to handle that, but if that's something to deal with after.
I guess Masoka will walk up, sort of be kind of awkwardly, just sort of scratching his neck or whatever. Just be like, when I first met you, I didn't understand why you wouldn't just settle for being one of us. You wanted to impress the orcs and make a name for yourself there. But I think I see now that it's just this unwavering pride you have about who you are. And, well, I think there could be some good benefits to this. I mean, Clifford's doing pretty good. I can't do anything else but respect you for what you want to do. So I would be honored if I could come along too.
Uboh nods that that's okay, but he also adds, "It is not just pride, Masoka. It is everything I know about what it is to live and what it is to not betray life."
I wish maybe I could have got to know you a little better and you could have imparted some of that wisdom on me.
Uboh kind of chuckles despite himself at that. And he says, "The last several weeks, I think I have done some things that prove I am not as wise as I wanted everyone to think I was. And a lot of those things I did not because I thought I had some good idea about how to fix what I did wrong, but that I was so desperate to stop being at fault for the things I messed up that I picked things that had risks I never should have taken to try to stop feeling bad by making things right. And now it is almost a relief that the bad outcome fell on me instead of one of you or Clarissa or someone else. It finally did just land on me. So now we fix this one. The one that's all me. So the one that I can fix for sure.
Clifford would, I think, sheepishly approach. Because again, he understands that this has a ring of finality to it, but I don't think he quite understands why you wouldn't just go with it. Like, it's like, yeah, but it gets better. It's fine. Like, he doesn't get it. But he would approach and put a hand on Uboh's arm. I'm really sorry. I know you don't want to be like me. And I'm sorry you didn't get a choice either.
Uboh still can't really, like, bring himself to talk to this kid so much, but he will just, like, look at him and just, like, nod with kind of a stone face at that.
Right. I think under the circumstances, this is kind of one of those galvanizing group moments I was talking about, and I think I'm going to give you guys your second travel die.
Okay, let's save it.
Okay. When would you guys be taking off? Like, after a quick restock?
Yeah, that's probably the best way to try to get this done before Uboh gets too compromised.
Yeah. All right. Let's oh boy, let's do a thing.
So are we staying the night instead of leaving?
I think you're leaving.
Oh, we're leaving. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Like a quick restock, and then yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get there for dawn, or is that way too far?
It's way too far.
I mean, I was joking, but we could very well be using our travel dice.
Would you guys like to do that?
I mean, I think it's
Getting
appropriate.
a fight now would just be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob, would you do the honors?
Yeah, D4, right?
Yep.
Hey!
Haha, there's another
Nice.
4. All right. 2.5 days. You're going to head south through the Pyre Forest, less populated portion of the forest. And you're going to head into the hills, and I would say you'd reach the Blistering Peaks. And it is 4:30 a.m. on the 6th of Ferior.
Wait. We were on the 29th.
Yeah, and then you guys traveled 4 days.
We were on the 29th of Ferior.
Oh, not Alta Orn. Sorry, Alta Orn. Alta Orn.
Okay. I was like, wait, what? We went back in time.
Nope, Alta Orn. My bad.
Okay.
My mistake. So it is the 6th of Alta Orn, 4:30 in the morning. At this point, you are all but carrying Uboh.
Oof.
Trent would have said goodbye in Dern Hollow. He has some things to attend to. He would be... I mean, he didn't get to know Uboh as well, but he would wish him luck. And you kind of get the sense that there's that rock bottom moment someone has where they realize, I have fucked up my life a lot. And I might need to do something about that.
Aster will definitely let him keep the crossbow and probably even give him, at least, 10 gold or something. They have been there themselves. And, yeah.
You could tell that means a lot to him. Because I think I almost feel like he is gotten used to being written off as kind of a piece of shit. It's like, yeah, that's what I'm worth. And he's getting like he's realizing maybe it isn't that bad, and he really appreciates that.
Yeah.
2.5 days later, Blistering Peaks. Is there anything you'd like to say to Uboh before the sun rises?
Amvin does. I go up to Uboh and I stare at him and I say, I don't blame you for anything. And I appreciate everything you've brought to this group. Thank you. And I'll put my hand out.
I guess, yeah, Uboh, if he has the strength, will clasp Amvin's hand back. It's a weird opportunity.
Go with it.
Yeah, but I don't.
What were you thinking?
Well, no, I'm debating whether Uboh wants to really, really dwell on what he did to get Amvin back to life right now. I mean, and there's a whole thing here about of like what Uboh did to do this in the first place was also counter to his druid beliefs, but he, in his weakness of will, was so desperate to resolve his own guilt about Amvin's death that he betrayed his own beliefs. But I don't know how that manifests when you're dying of vampirism on a mountain, right? Like I don't know how that manifests a conversation. I guess like there's this moment of hesitation in Uboh as he's looking into Amvin's eyes, as though he has like almost like a 5-minute spiel that he want to get off his chest, but then instead he just looks at Amvin and says, "Live well, Amvin. Live well."
Amvin nods. No more words are needed.
I don't know if we all get a shot at this, but Donovan would.
I think so. Sure I think we do.
Yeah. Donovan will approach Uboh very softly, and unless you don't allow him to, but he'll like cup your face with his hands, both hands, and he'll just whisper, "Let me give you one last gift that you can bring with you in the afterlife. Please allow me to." And unless you stop him, he would give you a soft kiss on the lips. You don't have to.
Uboh gets weird about handshakes.
Yeah.
Orcs even do kissing?
I mean, probably not how Donovan does kissing.
It's a soft kiss on the lips.
He just hugged Maddy back for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm just taking advantage that you're too weak to defend yourself.
Oh, no.
Donovan's a bad person. Surprise.
Uboh, literally all Uboh says after you do that is, "Okay."
Oh, that's real good.
Yeah, Donovan will smile and he'll back away, and tears will well up in his eyes.
That's better than "you will be my first meal." So.
I will eat you to hide my shame. No.
No witnesses.
I don't know what Masoka would do. it's probably all very strange for him. Him and Uboh had some quips, but he's not.
Yeah, there was kind of like a bit of a running gag for a while of like Uboh being like, "Aha! So you were acting the fool to stop them." But we haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, I think he would at least want to shake his hand. Just to show his respect, and that he was happy to be a part of his team.
Uboh will accept that, and will this happening in the order that it did will say to Masoka, look out for Donovan. Make sure he doesn't kiss his way into trouble.
He'll give a big smile and he'll nod.
I don't know what Aster. They're probably similar to Donovan. I mean, Masoka. Honestly.
Well, that wasn't expected.
Okay, everyone, line up.
I didn't expect them to do that.
Yeah, but just probably like a handshake kind of thing, like the arm graspy sort of stuff, but not too firmly because he's kind of dying, which is kind of sad. And just it was. I wasn't too thrilled having you round at first, but it was good when we went out hunting and going through the woods and stuff. You belong out here.
Uboh nods and says back to Aster, you always fought well.
Thanks, and good luck wherever you're headed next.
So, is Uboh even standing?
I'm picturing Uboh kind of propped up against a rock. Yeah, just like kind of sitting limp, propped up against a rock, facing where the sun will rise.
Yeah.
So after everyone says their piece, Maddy's going to sit down next to him and look out towards the horizon and say to Uboh, sunrises were always my favorite. I would look forward to it every day. And even before a monitor. Because no matter how dark the night was, there's always light. So I'm glad we get to have this moment together, Uboh. And she'll grab his hand and hold it.
Will that like burn her when I start to immolate?
Probably, but she has gloves. She'll be okay at first.
There's a moment where Uboh's torn here because like his vision for this was, okay, now I'm going to tell everyone else to face the sunrise in front of me so they don't have to watch this happen, and then once the sun has risen to their satisfaction, they can just go and don't have to watch this happen to me. But now, like, as it's happening, even believing what he believes about, the cycle of life and death and his ashes returning to the mountain and all this, Uboh, there still is a little, like, fear and regret of this being the end of life in Uboh. So there's a brief moment where he considers telling her what he intended to tell her, which is like, okay, now everyone go in front of me and just watch the sunrise. And when you look back, I'll be gone, kind of thing. But instead of telling her to go away, he just holds her hand and watches the horizon.
This is probably the most moderate weather you guys have had in a while. Up on this mountaintop, there's a wonderful breeze that kind of sweeps through your hair every once in a while. I would imagine helmets are off and things, and you can actually hear the trees rustling behind you, and you're seeing that faint orange hue on the distant horizon. And as you guys are saying your goodbyes, and Maddy has Uboh's hand clenched in hers, Uboh's going to see the first rays of light. And just as that starts to creep up in the sky, Maddy's going to feel Uboh's hand go completely slack. And I think that's a good time for us to stop for the night.
Yeah, I cried.
Oh. Oh.
Good job, everybody. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Rob, Susan,
Seriously,
incredible.
Guys, you did amazing.
Yeah, Susan.
Incredible.
Good stuff.
Oh no, Rob, you did so good.
You put me in a pretty emotional spot there with how you played Maddy. So nice job.
Good job with Uboh, like for real. Oh.
Okay.